Okay, so here's the big one, Mithra or Mithras. This took a lot more research than I anticipated, and I was hoping to keep this shorter, so hopefully it'll all fit in a 3-minute. If not, you can visit my blog, thesacredfaith.co.uk, and read it in full. So you can see the meme behind me is one of the common atheist memes that gets shared around, full of nonsense, as usual. Even just quickly from here, if you look at the top there, Mithra was not born a virgin, not on December 25th. There was no star in the east, he had no disciples, he potentially performed miracles, but what deity doesn't? And he wasn't dead for 3 days because he never died and therefore couldn't be resurrected. He has his origins in Persia, associated with light and the sun. In the late 1st century, early 2nd century, the Romans adopted this religion and then changed it to match whatever they wanted. The whole of the Mithraic religion is kind of a butchering of various other beliefs and just all kind of merged and smushed together. Very popular among the Roman soldiers, though. One of the common images of Mithra is him slaying a bull, and the blood of that is meant to bring salvation and life to the earth. Soldiers loved this imagery as their blood shed on the battlefield. They felt they were partaking in that in some way. While scholars do think that this began around 60 BC originally. The earliest literary references we have come from a Latin poet and a Greek philosopher between AD 80 and 100. Birth stories. Mithra came out of a rock, fully grown, wearing a hat and carrying a torch. Jesus was born of a woman who was overshadowed by the Spirit of God to become pregnant. So not the same at all. Mithra is only really known in terms of teaching for the slaying of the bull. It was a secret cult in society. There are very few records left of what actually happened and what they believed and taught, which means obviously we can't say it's the same as Christianity or Jesus because there's nothing to actually compare it to, really. Small side note, Mithraic religion excluded women, whereas Christianity elevated women's status. So there is that difference. They did have initiation rituals, which we know from Justin Martyr and Jerome. These were based on the planets and the stars, and people had to ascend through 7 levels to get purification. And they also had a bread and water ritual similar to the Eucharist. I'll do a part 2 to continue this.